Welcome to First Aid, CPR, and AED training with myself, Jose. We will have 2 examples of what to do and what not to do when saving an infant's life. Let's take a look at today's characters. First up, we have a new junior from Oratory Preparatory School. It's Justin Cesarchik, and like I said, he's relatively new in the field of first aid, so we'll see what he has to offer today. On the other hand, we have another rising junior, Steven Mazzomo, so we'll see what he brings to the table today. This, unfortunately, is the baby, Gyro. As you can see, Gyro was thrown into a locker by some bullies and needs some immediate assistance. First on the scene is Cesarchik, and yikes! As we saw there, Cesarchik was struck by a charger, and once again he is forgetting one of the key procedures in the first aid process, which leads us to step number 1. Now, as we watch Mazzomo here, he approaches the scene and realizes that the scene is unsafe, unplugs the charger, making the scene safe, and then proceeds to step number 2. Well, as you see here, Justin does check for signs for life, but in a very aggressive manner. On the other hand, Steven takes the appropriate approach, touching the infant's feet and asking the infant, "Are you okay?" Justin again does try to help by applying the incorrect version of CPR, as he is doing CPR and chest compressions for an adult. He needs to take the appropriate action for an infant.
Call 911 and get the AED.
He asked Mr. Cesarchik for the AED and began the proper stages for CPR, which consists of 2 rescue breaths and 30 chest compressions. Pay attention in detail to Steven's positioning on both the infant's head and the 2-finger positioning on the infant's chest for the chest compressions. And as you see now, Steven is applying the child defibrillation pads to the AED on both the infant's back and on the chest of the infant. And as you heard, he turned the AED on and stood back, allowing the AED to analyze the rhythm of the child's heartbeat, at which point, if the AED directed him to advise a shock, he would do so. Now, as you heard there, the AED directed Mr. Mazzomo to complete 5 cycles of CPR, and he would obviously do so with 2 rescue breaths and 30 chest compressions. As a recap for today, step 1, make sure that you check the scene and make sure that it is safe before you begin any CPR. Step 2, check for signs of life for no longer than 5 to 10 seconds, and if the person is unresponsive, make sure that you begin CPR. And then follow the directions on the AED as soon as it arrives, and if it directs you to complete 5 cycles of CPR, make sure that you do so before moving on. Thank you for joining us with another episode of First Aid, what to do and what not to do. As you saw today, Mr. Cesarchik demonstrated exactly what not to do when an infant is in trouble. On the other hand, Mr. Mazzomo, a first aid certified lifeguard through the YMCA, demonstrated what you should do when an infant requires CPR and additional AED services. Thank you. Thank you for joining us with another episode of First Aid, what to do and what not to do. As you saw today, Mr. Cesarchik demonstrated examples of what not to do when saving an infant's life.
Oh, shut up over there. We're doing a video.